Welcome back to
What's
this
going on?
episode of excellence of reading books that we are totally good at and prepare for really well.
We read good.
And
So true.
and you are so good at summarizing books. People say you are the best at summarizing the chapters that
Many
we have
people
read.
say this. Many people
Many
say
people.
this.
Everybody says it, to be
It's
honest.
Everybody
So
says it.
Anne,
Yeah, all right.
Anne, would you
So,
please summarize?
happy to help, always. Okay, so we start off with Sciona and Kara infiltrating the Magistry to set up disabling the reserve towers. Except they don't disable it. Sciona edits the spell to do a thing, which we'll find out later. I won't say that right now. But they replace the spells in the reserves, and then she goes to the Archmage Supreme's office to steal a couple spells from there, and she overhears a conversation that I honestly didn't understand the implications of. They were talking about like the barrier and stuff, and then later Sciona and Tomil have a conversation after Sciona and Kara make it out. They're safe. Tomil's like, "Oh my god, thank Christ!" Yada yada yada. We find out Bringham's crimes in the conversation of employing Quinn women, and they are the chemicals that Bringham's factory deals with basically makes them infertile. Not OSHA compliant. And which kind of goes with what we were theorizing, that it would just briefly be touched on but not go have like an in-depth side plot or anything, because there's no time. Which is kind of the theme of these last three chapters, honestly. And the next day, Sciona gives her presentation. She confronts the high mages with the truth. Doesn't go great, which, everybody expected. So she's kind of like, well, that's fine. Spell activation time. And what she did was basically every single thing that sources energy from the mapping is programmed to show a screen that basically displays what is getting siphoned for this energy. So people turning on their stoves to boil water for tea, they're seeing like a rabbit get blighted in front of them, and like lights turning on and stuff, and just all the little things that are needed to get the city and like keep it running. That's all just absolute carnage being displayed. So Sciona gets hella arrested. Riots start by the Quinn, who realize what is happening. And then in prison, Alba visits her cousin, and she is so pissed off. She reveals herself to be maybe not so cool and kind as Sciona was kind of banking on, and being like, there are good people of Tiran who, have consciences and would actually care. And then that Alba basically is like, you're cut off, I hate you, I never want to see you again. And Siona's pretty devastated by that. And then Ringham shows up to move Sciona. She gets put in an armored car, and she finds out there's like martial law, chaos, looting. The Quen are really going crazy, understandably. So yeah, and then she's getting taken to a secondary location, and that's kind of where we end, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't even think about it while I was reading it, but they basically have electric cars. It's not gas. How progressive of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if electricity killed and destroyed the environment, which
And
if it was a lot bloodier than it is, which it probably is.
Book a little bit.
Yeah.
Did anyone expect cars? Like I didn't know. I knew they had technology, but I was
they
like,
had trains, so yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I feel like it would be old timey cars ish.
I picture this as like steampunk.
Yeah, steampunky.
okay.
Yeah.
See, I did not. Because there's no other mention of like cars. Like I guess she was taking the train, so where she see a car, but like,
Yeah.
well, I got confused with what the guards took her in, and then what the Archmage saved her in. So it seemed like the Archmage had a car, but the guards, like, they didn't call it a car.
So the guards had essentially a car, like a paddy wagon. The Archmage has like a tank, like an armored personnel carrier.
Yeah.
He has like the
Okay.
Batmobile. He's got the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I also, when I was preparing my notes for this, the little Tiran chapter before chapter 20 basically says all mages must stay strapped at all times and keep that thing on them just in case. I love it, to be honest.
Yeah, like Brigham's staff that could like send the kinetic energy out, the fire, the water.
Other than like just using it to oppress people, I really love that they have a wizard staff.
I like a wizard staff. I love a techno wizard staff. It is pretty fun. If only the magic system wasn't based on what it is, it'd be so cool. It's still
absorbing
cool.
life energy.
Yeah.
It's still super cool.
It's still pretty cool. Yeah, I do love a staff.
If you think about it, it's even more metal because it's probably drawing energy from the people that they're essentially killing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is like that's a double whammy. It's a murder staff.
It's a murder staff.
Any other context for this, I'd be like, you know what? This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
If only it wasn't a tool of authoritarian institutional oppression.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the inevitable.
If it was some just like one evil villain guy who invented this like crazy cool war crime weapon, I'd be like, that's pretty sick. That's pretty badass. Oh, but this is kind of just like, oh yeah, this is just the government developing high-tech weapons to continue with their systems of oppression. And it's just like, well, it's not very much like innovation, like underdog, like, like being so smart and like crazy, even if you're a little evil, like the mad scientist type thing. It's just like, yeah, this is just industry. This is just war crimes.
If you think about it, the murder staff's natural end of where it leads to is authoritarian oppression. But still pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah.
How did you guys feel about Siona's grand plan? Like, when we finally got to see it, Feyrin's mirror? What do we think about it?
So well thought through. So well thought through. She really planned for everything. No, she didn't plan any of it. She's just like, I'm just going to bring a mirror, a Farron's mirror, if one could say, and show people what they're doing, because that is always the best way to go about it.
Not great.
The actual scene I thought was really like well done, like describing the chaos, how fast it happened, like, all that, like from an actual like the descriptions used, I thought was fantastic.
Right.
I was surprised that she was kind of surprised that she was getting arrested. And I was like, oh, what did you think happened like the moment after you did this?
Literally, like no getaway plan, bitch.
When the lights went off, I thought she was going to pull a Batman and disappear, and I was like, oh, this be sick. No, she just was like, oh, there's 4 armed guards here. I'm like,
yeah.
What do you think was going to happen?
I didn't love the last 3 chapters, just in general. I was underwhelmed.
Well, so here's a few things that I liked. One, I just pictured Tonnel and Kara listening to Siona's plan and her not saying a backup plan or like an escape plan, and Tonnel being like, okay, but what next? And she's like, no, that's the plan. And he's trying to be nice and be like, that's a bad plan, Sciona. That is a bad plan. She's like, no, it's great. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out swimmingly. And he's just like, and he's just trying to be nice and be like, look, High Mage, my friend who I'm in love with, gosh, my boss, please don't do this. She's like, no, I got this. And then the other scene that I really liked was her shushing Renthorn, just like,
that was a good scene.
They're starting.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a little cunty. I did enjoy that.
I do wish we kind of got the Tommel hearing the plan scene on page, because I really don't think he would have let her go through with something like this.
Right. Yeah.
Why would? Yeah, but she doesn't need him to. Well, I guess she did ask for permission. Man, no, that's it. It's just like she did ask for permission, and I guess he and Kara were like, "Yeah, go ahead."
The impression that I got was that they were kind of like, we don't think that's a good idea. That's a stupid idea. Like, just from the...
But do you, boo?
Right.
She made a few comments like in her head where she's like, "Oh yeah, Tommel did ask me to think about the Quen, and I forgot to." And I was like, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they would react. Like they'd start being a little righty."
I can't believe
And
the Quen rioted
yeah,
after showing them that we're using them as batteries. That's crazy.
yeah, so I was a little surprised like Tommel wouldn't not
Yeah.
like stop her, but be like, "Hey, like, can we sit here and think about how this is gonna like
Right.
cascade?" Because this is going to be his people who are going to be oppressed
Killed.
with the murder staffs.
Right.
Murder stuff. And Batmobiles.
And
Batmobiles. Yeah, it's kind of relevant. One thing I did want to make note of was a little "I told you so" to John, who last episode was like, "Oh, I think Tommel should be like more go-getter, more like out there, like putting himself out there, ready to fight and stuff," which he was like when he punched Renthorn. But like there was like a solid paragraph where he talks about how he had repressed his nature as a Khaldun, as a man, to survive in the city, which was absolutely necessary. So it's just absolutely it's life and death, and Kara was counting on him. So it's like if you think about it, like if you were trying to survive in a society, and like if you were in a society and you were trying to survive, and you know your family was counting on you to take care of them, would you really not? I will be chill, I will be self-controlled, I will turn the other cheek, I will keep my head down, yada yada, if that's what it takes to survive and to protect the ones you care about. But then there's also the same difference of like, oh, but how far is too far? You know, like how far will you give up of yourself before it's no longer an existence that's worth it? But I feel like it's right.
Yeah, is it better to be safe and broken or dead?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they were saying. Well, no, that is exactly what they're saying.
Right.
I can't believe you didn't like these chapters. That's exactly what you're saying.
I just thought overall it was. I mean, there were things I liked. I liked when Kara was like, when Tommel and Sciona were having their moment, which I will acknowledge, like they're definitely jiving and stuff, and that's fine. It's whatever. But when Kara was like, "Okay, I'm gonna walk ahead if you two are being weird," that's real. She's keeping it real. She's right for that.
And
it's just not.
Awesome.
The romance flags have been there since she's like, "Wow, look at those rough hands."
I'm just like, wow, I'm manifesting that it's not given much focus or attention, because literally everything else going on in the story is much more interesting to me. Like
you can have romance, but
it's fine. I love romance. I just think that this is not the time or the place.
You only like romance when it's hockey involved?
No. I like the hockey. I wouldn't really. I don't know. We won't get into it. It's fine. I'm at peace about it. Yeah. But I liked other stuff. Like I liked the quote at the beginning of chapter 19. I know, like Dan, you and I were kind of hoping for something more in terms of like why there was misogyny, but after reading the beginning section of chapter 19, where it's like, I must make clear my strong objection that female mages be allowed into this our holiest order. Stuff about like logic, intrinsically masculine, women are governed by emotions, they don't have a place for political power, yada yada yada. And I mean, I'm kind of like, yeah, there's just so many real life parallels and quotes that are like, that could be directly pulled from the other book that I read recently, Jesus and John Wayne, which is like this history of the religious right. Direct quotes that are like one to one. These are the exact same people saying the exact same things. Yeah, this is fair, actually, I guess. Sometimes misogyny really is just like that.
And so I was right.
Yeah, you can have one you were wrong and one you were right. I'll give that to
one objectively you were wrong, Anne.
Sure. Well, it's not that I was wrong, I just wanted more, and then I was kind of like, no, I guess this was enough. It just took that one quote for me, because like I don't think they had really addressed it as directly previous to that. This quote is what really drove it home for me. Like before, it was kind of just like intrinsically how Sciona was treated, But this quote was just like, oh, this is a person who established the religion or contributed to establishing it, speaking the rhetoric that everything else, the treatment, the behavior is based on.
I think they did a pretty good job of saying, like, hey, the society understands that women are emotional, and if they get a little bit too uppity, they need a brain tickle and just, you know what I mean?
They did establish it in the world building. It's just that for me, it was more meaningful to have the direct quote that was that's an incorporated, like, authoritative book. Like, this is the Archmage Supreme, Archmage Supreme Sereth Rodanus 280 of Tiran. This is like an important person, position of power, documented. This is kind of informing all of the culture that has transpired since then.
This is a little off topic, but I can't take anyone seriously who has Supreme in their title because all I can think of is Supreme Pizza.
Well, maybe you shouldn't take them seriously because they suck and they're the worst.
I don't, so. Look at all the ingredients they have on their pizza. That's too many. I'm kidding. I actually really like Supreme Pizza.
Right.
Supreme.
It is Supreme.
No, I'm done with the misogyny. Yeah, I just didn't really love how bleak the chapters were. I mean, I understand, like, it is very bad end, and that's kind of what I wasn't manifesting. I just think that, I don't know. I understand that, you know, there had to be a big bang end, but I think there could have been a big bang end. And I mean, like, we'll see. Maybe the final chapters will change my mind. But this is just kind of half-baked, it feels to me. Both in character, Siona's plan, and out of character, just, I don't know what conclusion that the author is trying to come to with this. So, but we'll see.
Well, we're in the penultimate chapters.
I was most upset about, I think. I liked Tiran burning, because screw that place. Some of the action scenes good. Honestly, I don't like the cars. I didn't like the whole Batmobile scene. I thought that was very out of place for, like, what the book was so far. So I was like, okay, like, we're just gonna roll up with, you know, bring on with his murder staff and Counselor Duras with his Batmobile, and he's like a new character. I don't know. I think he was there at the beginning, but, like, he's just kind of a no one in my mind. Now he's here with the Batmobile, so I was like, okay, this is just kind of getting a little too crazy. But yeah, I just, you know, one thing also took me out, bothered me a little bit, and this is probably something silly. Did Quinn janitors really get keys to every place in this high?
Only one facility? Janitor.
It's only the main janitor's key?
Mm-hmm. Like not like head janitor. I almost said king janitor,
they used Thomas.
The janitor supreme, even.
No, she went to the head janitor and made a crap ton of copies of his keys.
I thought he made a comment about, like, or she made a comment about, like, Thomas' key not getting canceled or deactivated. Or maybe I just misread that part. I was kind of going fast. Because I swore there was a comment about her being like, oh,
I thought they used his uniforms. Also, Dan, have you never worked in an office? Like, the janitor has keys to every to every room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, janitors have access to a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a trash can, a janitor is gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think it's such a trope in, like, spy movies that they disguise themselves as janitors and cleaning people to, like, get into, like, secure areas, and then nobody notices them? Because they gotta get in there. They gotta get in there to clean.
The Archmage, obviously, you think he's gonna clean his own room?
There's, like, proprietary documents in there. There's spell stuff, and they had access to the.
They can't read.
That is crazy to me that, like, the janitor can just get into those rooms. Like, that is, I feel like that's not how things are supposed to work.
I think that the point of Tiran and the Archmages is that they're so freaking arrogant, and they consider the Quen so very below them that they don't even comprehend that it would be a security risk to allow Quen access to everything. And, like,
correct,
they just don't want to be. Yes, they just don't want to be inconvenienced. They don't have to clean their own shit. That's what the Quen are for. That's what the animals of labor are for.
And you are objectively correct.
I could buy into that. It still bothers me though. Maybe less the Archmage's office, but the access to the reserves seems like a crazy security oversight. Just to let anyone in there. Like
yeah, that is crazy.
The reserves, like, yes, I do wild. I do feel that, and I also agree with you in terms of that one chapter with like the the war. I agree with you about the murder staff and the car. I thought it was just kind of like out of place, and like you said, that one character who just pops up and now he's important and like big in the scene now is just it was just kind of. I wish we had spent this time on literally anything else. Literally anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I was vibing. I was like, we're in the midst of peak chaos, and Sciona didn't think that would happen. She's like, I'm gonna show everybody what everything really is and how they're murdering people by turning on the lights, and I'm gonna expect no bad consequences. And wow, good job, Sciona. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for the chaos. This is great.
Yeah, it went right the way I thought it was going to go. Actually, I did forget about Quen's reactions, but I said that Tiran people will want to keep the status quo and are going to be upset about learning the truth, but they're not going to want to do anything about it.
Also, I was correct. I did say her big plan was to be like a big mirror over, showing everybody what it was. So I was pretty close. It's a bunch of small mirrors, but I was objectively correct.
Yep.
You were pretty good. I'm trying to think of something you were objectively wrong about to bring you back down.
Oh, there's a lot of things. After
it seemed like Leon is a bad guy. No, I think you were Team Leon for a bit.
I'm not. It's not that I'm Team Leon. It's just that we can't agree every episode on everything.
Same. Objectively.
I have to defend all the bad positions because you guys won't do it.
Well, because they're bad positions, John.
Thank you.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to steelman it. And I flipped you, Anne.
Get off the cross, John. We need the wood.
Yeah, to burn down Tiran.
So
to lock up those Quen. Because they're causing all sorts of problems.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Do they have guns?
They would have to be electric guns.
Yeah, I guess they would.
I'm kidding.
I'm just trying to figure out what the steampunk world is. I thought I knew what the technology was, but apparently I do not, because the cars still surprised me.
The car surprised you, but there was a train.
Yeah, I think those are your demons, Dan. I think those are your demons, considering there was a train.
Didn't trains come way before cars? Wasn't like the steam-powered train way more like predated like a local car? No,
well,
cars came
hold
first?
on. I feel like we should look this up. Which came first, trains or cars?
I feel like it had to have been
trains. Did come before cars.
Like way far.
The early 1800s, and then cars didn't appear into the 1880s, 1890s.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you this much.
Because the show Warrior. I don't know if you guys ever watched the show. I won't get onto it.
Yes.
But it's about early 1800s. It's about like this like Chinese immigrant who comes over who can fight and do kung fu, and a big thing was like cheap Chinese labor for laying down the railroads.
It is not early 1800s. It's post Civil War.
Was that post Civil War? Maybe it was like it was. I thought it was in the 1800s.
The Civil War was in the 1800s, but not early 1800s.
Okay.
Yeah, the Civil War was in the 1860s.
I could have sworn there's no cars in that show, but they were doing trades.
History isn't real.
History's not real.
That's my bad position that I'll defend.
Either way, I was right. Trains are before cars.
Yeah, okay, but if there is a world with trains, it's not that big of a leap for me to be like, oh, they have cars.
Yeah, no, it was for me. I didn't think it was that high level technology.
Like I said, I picture late 1800s England. I think I said that early on.
Yeah, like Industrial Revolution Part 2, was it?
Mm-hmm. I think this reminds me a lot of the Industrial Revolution. Like, there's down to the chimney sweeps.
Yeah.
This is all pre-child labor laws.
And like the
and Kara,
women working in the factories.
hmm And Kara pinning up her hair to look like a little boy. Like that's straight from like I don't know. I haven't read it or watched it in years, but like Oliver. Actually, I've never read it, Oliver Twist, but I haven't watched it in years. But that just screams Oliver Twist to me.
Mm.
And pretending to be a little boy. Um, Oliver Twist obviously was a little boy, but you know what I mean. Just being a chimney
Right.
sweep.
Yeah. The train made sense. I was like, this is a magic power train, but like individual powered magic cars. I was like, that just didn't cross my mind.
Mm.
They're progressive. They don't use gas.
They don't use gas. It's a bunch of Teslas out there.
Oh God.
And he's driving, and Darius is driving around the Cybertruck. Just
The Cybertruck.
that movie.
Stop. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Freaking high mages would drive Teslas around.
They're actually great cars. My neighbor has one. He loves it.
I will. Okay, my brother was thinking about was like, hey, we should get a Tesla for the parents so that they can like preheat the car in the winter, which I thought was like pretty sweet. But one thing I will hold against Teslas forever and ever that I think is the stupidest fucking thing in the world is that you have to like feel around for this stupid car handle, the door handle. That's the stupidest thing in the world, and it pisses me off. And I will never forgive Teslas for that.
That's because they're living in 3008 and you're living in 2000 and late, alright?
Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me.
Someone needs to edit in that Jonas Brothers song, the year 3000.
Oh, I was actually quoting a Black Eyed Peas song.
Oh, yeah.
Well, next video is going to be our last one.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh.
What do you guys think about Alba cutting off Sciona?
I think a little blight therapy.
Dan is like, guillotine.
You don't think her reaction is justified? So I think she has a justified reaction because her whole life crumbled in a matter of 2 days. Everything and everyone in her neighborhood are like scared or dying or getting killed in front of her. And then she finds out her cousin did it, and she helped her cousin do it. Yeah, I'd be pretty upset.
When you put it like that, yeah. No, when you put it like that,
I mean,
her whole world crumbled.
World was built on blood.
Yeah, but she didn't build it.
No,
go ahead, Anne.
No, I was being dramatic.
It's a very selfish reaction, but being selfish is not a crime. It's a selfish reaction because you find out that your whole life you find out that everything, all of the conveniences that you enjoy come at the cost of actual total murder, destruction, carnage, the essential genocide of a race. And you're like, oh, but now my life is destroyed. My beautiful life that was built on, as Dan said, blood. It's understandable, but it's very selfish. And that's reasonable, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a completely reasonable. I'm not saying the way their society is constructed is good. I think Alba has a completely reasonable reaction where 2 days ago, she was living her life normally. Now there's Quen riots killing the people in her neighborhood, basically squaring off like it's gangs of New York. You know what I mean? Between like the Quen and the lower class Teresian. And the upper class isn't even being, like, they're not being affected at all. It's just the lower class. It's, you know what I mean? And her whole world is being destroyed in front of her. And she's watching her mom be scared to death, her neighbors be scared to death, and they're all hiding to hopefully not get killed by rioting Quen. And I'm not saying the Quen are wrong for rioting. I'm just saying like there's people who either A, didn't know they were contributing to the system, or B, didn't build it and had no idea. So what are they supposed to do?
Right. It's just
get killed
situation. It's just a messy situation in which originally the people who built the city, selfish, short-sighted. Sciona in her plan, selfish, short-sighted. And now Alba lashing out is selfish, I think, still. but in a way that is understandable from her limited perspective. It would take being a really big person to be like, the Quen are valid for this, actually, when they're the ones destroying your life. And I don't think that is, being such a big person is reasonable to expect of somebody who is going through that. Yeah, that's a good
point.
Yeah. It's hard to be reasonable when you're watching Quen, who have been justifiably wronged, right? But it's not reasonable to expect someone to watch when a bunch of Quen are murdering people that you grew up with and burning down the businesses that you love and support in your neighborhood, and being like, you know what? They really are justified. Like, no one's going to do that.
Yeah, literally.
No, absolutely no one's going to do that.
Right. Which, that is Sciona's bad.
Yeah.
Back into the whole theme of, like, intent versus consequences. Sciona's intending to do good, and now there's going to be a lot of dead people because of her.
Sciona. Even more than she thought.
Way more. Yeah, I don't see how Tiran recovers from this without completely wiping out the Quen or the city burning. Like, I don't know what the happy medium is here for these last 50 pages.
What do you guys?
No happy medium.
What do you guys think happens? Why do you think they rescued Sciona?
The brain tickle. I think it's coming. I think she's going to lose her brilliance. I think it's going to be. I think this is not a happy ending.
I think destruction will reign. I don't think she's getting brain tickled. I think if it does seem like she's getting put in that position, she's gonna get rescued, and then they'll maybe like escape or something, or they'll join a Quen revolution or something. I don't know. And then it's gonna be brutal and bloody. I really don't know. I wish we weren't at the end of the book, so there would be more after this that I would feel the potential for a more satisfying conclusion. But I'm glad that we're at the end of the book, because I don't see where else this can go that is good. But maybe my expectations will be surpassed. Maybe.
So you wish there was more than 50 pages left?
I just don't know what else you can do in 50 pages to make this a satisfying ending.
I hope she escapes and has babies with Tonnel. She clearly wants to have babies with Tonnel in his rough hands.
I love a good, like, tough or like sad ending. So if they nail like a sad ending, I'm gonna be all for it. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's 50 pages isn't a lot, but I think they can still really stick a good sad ending.
Right. I would be fine with this being a sad, depressing ending if they had not drawn so many real life parallels to real world occurrences and events. And I feel like it does a discredit to those real life parallels by treating the aftermath of things like this with so little nuance and so like narrow a viewpoint of just like Sciona and Tamil and Kara. But it's fine. There's still 50 pages left. We'll see what happens.
I'll probably finish it tonight.
I do have an ending question. Might be a dumb one, but it's late for me and I'm tired and I'm looking at the book right now. What do you think the title means?
Oh.
Blood over Bright.
Oh, I think it's the blood that's used in like Bright Haven would be like this area that it's like a haven, like the shining city on the hill. It is a literal bright haven for people, but it's bloody because of it's literally using people and animals' blood to fuel the Bright Haven.
Yeah.
Literally the shield.
I was leaning to.
That's so funny. Calling it a city on a hill. That's so funny.
It is, though, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. It's just like, shout out to Bible verses.
Oh, well. You know me.
A lot of cities are on hills. It's a good defensible position.
This is true. Everybody is saying this.
Everybody says it.
Check the comments. It's being said.
It's being said. Everybody says it. guys, before we go, I just gotta say, you guys gotta take some indefensible positions from me at some point. The whole internet's gonna think I'm a psychopath.
I'm taking the defensive
Hey,
position.
listen, I'm always stepping up to plate. I'm popping off, you know? I think I feel like I'm not gonna take positions that I'm not interested in defending.
And that's why no one will remember your name. I'm kidding. It's Troy. Brad Pitt, Troy. It's great. Watch it.
It's so good.
I think
you gotta pick better positions, man.
We can't just agree all the time. All right.
Let us know in the comments if we really need John to be so contentious and wrong all the time, or if we can be fine with just being correct together as a team.
Check out our future merch where it says like stickers that say objectively wrong, and it's just John's face.
Like, you know, I think you don't need to push for manufactured contention. I think we are fine with just organic disagreements. Like, I feel like we have diverse enough experiences and opinions to sometimes be at odds.
Yeah,
no.
I think you just like arguing, John. I think you just like arguing, and I think many people say this.
Is it everybody? Does everybody say this?
I think they do.
No.
I think they do, John.
I'm calm and reasonable. Everybody says that.
And patience and so nice.
I am so patient and so nice. All right. All right. Ladies, gentlemen, germs of all kind. We have 2 chapters left. 3 chapters left.
2 chapters. 3 2 or 3.
Yeah. Nope, it's 3. Because we read 18 through 20, now it's 21, 22, and 23.
All right. That's it. Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right. See you next